So first, can you tell me a little bit about kind of what your recruiting process has been like lately? I know you're 2027, so it's still a little bit away, but what offers do you have right now? Kind of what schools are you looking at?
So right now, Maryland is my first offer, and I have Syracuse. And I think my recruiting process is just getting started, really. But yeah, Maryland and Syracuse, and then I got a bunch of other schools showing interest.
What would you say has kind of been the, standout thing about Maryland early on? I mean, I know for you, obviously, like you said, it's early, of course, but what stands out to you about the program?
Uh, the coaching staff, they're winners. They're at Alabama and Michigan, and those programs have been doing very well. And they came to Maryland, and they've been doing pretty well as well. Last year, I think they went 8-4, was it? They had a good year. And also the facilities there are unbelievable. And Maryland's also a great school.
Yeah, I go to UMD, so can testify to both of those. How would you say when you were on your visit, what was something that surprised you about the school? Or is there anything that like stood out to you from your visit where you were just like, damn, like I didn't expect that?
So my visit, we were just mainly on the football side, like just in the facility, basically. I'd say the main thing that surprised me, like the first time I was there back in February, was the size of the facility. It was ginormous. I'd never seen anything like it.
Did they talk to you at all about like what the NIL was like there?
They didn't talk much about NIL.
So what were kind of the main like things they hit on, would you say? Just like in their pitch to you.
Uh, Mostly talking about the program and like how their quarterback room works. I got to sit in on the quarterback meeting, which was good. Got to learn some stuff. And previously, when I talked to Coach Gaddis back in February, he was talking like a lot about how he compares me to JJ McCarthy, like his style of play, and like just basically giving me some tips.
Well, he obviously Coach McCarthy or was there during that time. When he kind of talks about you as a player, how does he describe you, and then kind of what is your play style described as? Would you say?
I'd say my play style is described as like I'm a passer. I can throw the ball, but I can also run the ball.
What would you prefer? Are you more of a scrambling guy? You like to play in the pocket?
Uh, I'd say I like to scramble more, but I'm more in the pocket. It's more fun to scramble.
Got you. So you're a big guy. I mean, 6'4",
Yeah.
you kind of would when you look at the kind of the landscape of college football, it's I mean, QBs are all shapes and sizes, but I feel like we're getting to the point of where you kind of have to be elusive at this point to succeed. And especially in Maryland's offense, right? Talia Tagovailoa was, more of a scrambler, that type of thing. Are there things like in high school where you're trying to be intentional about playing in the pocket, I'm sure, but how do you work on that type of thing, like the scrambling, the playing out of structure? Like, are there drills or is that just kind of a feel thing?
I'd say it's more of a feel thing and just like working out for speed, like in the off season, gets you obviously faster. And yeah, it's just kind of a feel thing, I would say. And it comes as the game's going as you have practice.
What does you want your timeline to be in terms of these next couple of years in high school? I know you play for Catholic Memorial, which is one of the better high schools, in Massachusetts. What do you expect your season like to be like coming up, and what do you want the timeline to be for college?
So actually, I left Catholic Memorial.
Okay,
Right
where
now,
you?
I'm going to Tabor Academy.
Okay,
So yeah, I expect a very good season for the next coming years. They are loaded. They have a new coach in Jeff Moore, and he brought in all the best talent. And college wise, in the next few years, it's tough. I'd probably see myself like going through the process these next couple of years, not rushing it. And Maryland right now is like definitely in a great spot because they were my first offer, and I'm always gonna like remember that and honor that.
what do you know about Coach Locksley? Like, what are your interactions been like with him?
So I first met him this last weekend, and he came up to me in the middle of practice, and he's a funny guy. He's cracking jokes, but he's very serious at the same time. You could just tell he's a winner because at Alabama he won a couple national championships, I think, and he played in another one.
What were the I mean, Locksley in our interactions, I mean, he's a hilarious guy. Kind of, did it surprise you how funny he was, and what were some of the things he said to you?
Yeah, so it surprised me. Like if there was a player that maybe dropped a pass, he'd get in their ear about it on the sideline. If someone fell down running a route, he was in their ear chirping them, which was funny.
What did you see? So did you see the kind of the quarterbacks of the current guys, or when you went on your visit before, or what did you get to a chance to when you sat in on that QB room meeting? Kind of what do you know about their current situation? Are you going to be tuning in this year to be paying attention?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be watching that this year. I know there's a quarterback battle going on with three guys, I think, and it's gonna be a tough decision. All three of those guys are very good.
Yeah. And what have they said about, freshman quarterbacks, right? With the transfer portal now, it's like a lot of guys, if you don't play, right away, it's like you enter the portal, that type of thing. First off, what are your opinions about that and kind of the portal in general? And then secondly, did Locksley and Gaddis ever explain like what their fundamental process is when it comes to developing quarterbacks?
I don't think they really touched on that too much, but my thoughts on the transfer portal. I think if I'm a coach, I think it's a great thing. But as a player, and especially a quarterback nowadays, it's very tough because if you're a freshman coming in and say a quarterback graduates, they're going to be digging in the portal to get another quarterback who has experience.
That make you Does that like not change like how you look at colleges? But if a school keeps bringing in transfer quarterbacks, can that be seen as almost a negative? Because it's like, I don't know how much development I'm going to get here.
Uh, I mean, a little bit, but at the end of the day, the decision I make on what school I want to go is going to be a place that I feel like I'll enjoy the most, a place where that'll fit me the best. So, like, even if I am not the starter coming in, I'll still like be developed greatly and get a good education.
You could describe like your game in one play from your last season, like pick out one play that you remember and kind of explain it to me. Is there any that stand out?
Uh, I mean, I would like to say elusive because when I'm in the pocket, a lot of people coming at me. I make a miss always in the pocket, and I'm able to get the ball out very quickly. And one play of that is against Team St. John Shrewsbury. They send a full blitz. I make one guy miss, step with my right foot, and then throw it down the field. And yeah, had to get it out quick.
What's been like your kind of development been like? Were you always a taller guy or and kind of grown into the QB role, or have you been destined to kind of play quarterback since the beginning?
So I've always been tall. I've always been kind of big. Uh, at first in like youth, up until like seventh grade, I was always like a running back athlete type. And
Hmm.
it wasn't until like seventh grade year, sixth grade year, where I really started focusing on quarterback. That's when I started working with my quarterback coach, Mike McCarthy, who's done a very great job.
Gotcha. How have you kind of, in terms of developed into the quarterback position as from an athlete? Like, have you had to learn how to play in the pocket, or like has that been something that's been taught from the QB coach?
So when it comes to learning how to play in the pocket, I was fortunate enough when I was at Catholic Memorial my seventh grade year, I got to run the scout team when I
Mm.
was in seventh grade with the varsity guys. So that kind of like taught me the pocket presence, and I think that helped a lot.
And kind of wrapping up for you, what are some of the things that you want to see from Maryland in the coming years? Like before you decide on your recruitment, like what would you want to hear from them or see from them on the field that would, make it an even more easy decision to attend there?
Well, I want to see them like continue to win games, do a good job,
How much is
quarterbacks being successful.
how much of like the non-wins against a big team? I mean, I don't know how much you follow, but they haven't had a ranked win in a long time. Like, is that important to you? And how much do you think that would help, not just with you as a recruit, but nationally if they're able to get that big win?
I think that would mean a lot, but I wouldn't towards me. I don't think it would mean a lot because I don't really care how big the games are. They win if they beat a team in the top 25 or if they beat a team like slightly outside of it. Still college football, Power Five.
And then lastly, what do you think of the Maryland jerseys? I mean, that's got to be a huge thing on the mind. Like, take me through what's your favorite one, and what do you think about the look?
So I don't really know which one my favorite one. The jerseys are ridiculous. I'd probably say the red ones.
Okay, okay, like the script ones too, with
Uh-huh.
the helmet, yeah. And then, have you ever seen the Maryland state flag helmet where it's all? I don't know if you ever played NCAA 14, but like the whole state flag helmet. That's a big topic among Terp fans. I got to hear Peter Bourque's opinion on those.
I saw it when we were taking the tour around the facility. I think there was a helmet placed up somewhere. Yeah, and it looked amazing.
Okay, so you like that one or you like the script one? What would you say?
Uh, I'm not sure. I wouldn't like the script one all the time. Every once in a while, it'd be cool, I think.
Okay. Political answer. I respect it. But thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah.
Thanks again. And if you have any, hold on, let me